Welcome to War Bioses, the podcast where we delve into the lives of history's most fascinating military figures, exploring the complexities of their characters, the nuances of their decisions, and the far-reaching consequences of their actions. Today, we're going to embark on a captivating journey through the life of Gaius Asinius Pollio, a Roman statesman, orator, and historian who played a significant role in shaping the course of ancient Rome. Born into a world of turmoil and transformation, Pollio's life would be marked by his unwavering dedication to public service, his unrelenting pursuit of knowledge, and his unshakable commitment to the principles of justice and equality. As we step into the world of 75 BCE, the year of Pollio's birth, we find ourselves in the midst of a Rome grappling with the aftermath of the social war. The once mighty republic was struggling to maintain its cohesion, as the Optimates and Populares, two rival factions, vied for control. This tumultuous period, marked by power struggles, corruption, and social unrest, would have a profound impact on Pollio's worldview and future ambitions. The sound of clashing steel, the scent of smoke and sweat, and the cries of the wounded would become all too familiar to him as he navigated the treacherous landscape of Roman politics. Pollio's family, though not among the most prominent patrician clans, was respectable and moderately influential, with roots tracing back to the region of Tiete in what is now modern-day Chieti, Italy. His early life was likely spent surrounded by the comforts of a well-to-do household, where he would have received a traditional Roman education, emphasizing the study of Greek and Latin literature, philosophy, and rhetoric. The young Pollio would have been immersed in the stories of Rome's glorious past, listening with wide eyes to tales of conquests and heroic deeds, as told by his father or other elder relatives. As a young boy, Pollio would have spent hours poring over the works of great Roman historians, such as Polybius and Cato the Censor, whose writings would have instilled in him a sense of pride in Rome's achievements and a critical understanding of the complexities of human conflict. He would have been fascinated by the accounts of battles won and lost, of strategies employed and mistakes made, and of the great leaders who shaped the course of Roman history. The seeds of his future literary endeavors were being sown as he began to develop a deep appreciation for the power of words and the importance of recording the events that shaped the world around him. Pollio's family, though not directly involved in the highest echelons of politics, maintained connections with influential figures of the time. His father, likely a member of the equestrian order, would have been engaged in business or public service, providing Pollio with a first-hand understanding of the intricacies of Roman governance and commerce. The young Pollio's exposure to these realities would have instilled in him a deep appreciation for the complexities of statecraft and the importance of effective leadership. He would have seen firsthand how decisions made by those in power could impact the lives of ordinary citizens, and how the careful balance of power and influence could make or break a nation. As Pollio grew older, he began to demonstrate a keen interest in literature and history, disciplines that would become the hallmark of his future endeavors. His education, supervised by experienced tutors, would have included the study of prominent Roman historians, as well as the works of great Greek authors, such as Thucydides and Xenophon. These writings would have broadened his perspective on the world, introducing him to new ideas and concepts that would shape his understanding of human nature and the complexities of conflict. The formative years of Gaius Asinius Pollio were also marked by significant events that shaped his character and future path. The tumultuous reign of Sulla, the rise of Julius Caesar, and the increasing instability of the Roman Republic all contributed to an environment in which a young man like Pollio, possessing a keen intellect and an insatiable curiosity, could thrive. As he navigated the complexities of his world, Pollio began to develop a unique perspective on the role of leadership, the importance of integrity, and the need for effective governance, principles that would guide him throughout his life and inform his decisions as a statesman, historian, and military commander. In this fertile ground of intellectual curiosity and political upheaval, the young Gaius Asinius Pollio began to lay the foundations for a life marked by distinguished service, literary achievement, and an unwavering commitment to the principles that would come to define him. The early years of Pollio's life, though marked by relative stability and comfort, were not without their challenges and uncertainties. factors that would contribute to the development of his remarkable character and inform the decisions that would shape the course of his future. As Pollio entered his early adulthood, the horizon of his intellectual curiosity and passion for history stretched out before him like a vast, uncharted territory waiting to be explored. In 56 BCE, he embarked on a journey to Greece, a revered hub of learning and culture, where the likes of Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle had once walked among the columns of the academy. This sojourn would prove pivotal in his development as a thinker and writer, exposing him to the seminal works of prominent Greek authors such as Thucydides and Xenophon, whose chronicles of war and statecraft would later influence his own historical writings. As he delved into the study of philosophy, rhetoric, and literature, Pollio's mind became a fertile ground for the seeds of knowledge sown by the great Greek thinkers. The nuanced exploration of human nature, as expressed through the works of Sophocles and Euripides, deepened his understanding of the complexities that underpin human behavior. This newfound appreciation would later serve him well in his role as historian, allowing him to craft compelling narratives that not only chronicled the events of war, but also probed the motivations and character of those who shaped its course. Upon his return to Rome, Pollio's reputation as a skilled orator and historian began to grow, earning him recognition among the city's intellectual elite. His connections with influential figures such as Cicero, whose mastery of rhetoric was renowned, and Julius Caesar, whose ambition and strategic brilliance were reshaping the Roman world, further solidified his position within Roman society. In 54 BCE, he delivered a notable speech in defense of his friend, the poet Catullus, who was facing charges related to his writings that had been deemed inflammatory by some. This successful oration showcased Pollio's exceptional rhetorical skills, demonstrating his ability to persuade and move audiences through the power of his words. It cemented his status as a rising star in Rome's literary and political circles, where the art of oratory was revered as a hallmark of intellectual and moral excellence. Pollio's relationship with Julius Caesar would prove particularly significant in shaping his future endeavors. As Caesar's power and influence expanded, Pollio found himself drawn into the orbit of the great leader, serving as a trusted advisor and confidant. In 49 BCE, he accompanied Caesar on his campaign in Spain, where the strategic genius of the Roman commander was on full display. Pollio played a key role in negotiating with local leaders and securing crucial alliances, tasks that required a deep understanding of the complex web of interests and allegiances that defined the region. This experience not only honed Pollio's diplomatic skills, but also deepened his understanding of the complexities of military strategy and the importance of effective leadership in galvanizing disparate forces towards a common goal. The tumultuous years that followed, marked by Caesar's rise to dictatorship and eventual assassination, would test Pollio's mettle as a statesman and historian. In 44 BCE, he was appointed as one of the commissioners responsible for distributing land to Caesar's veterans, a task fraught with challenge and controversy. The veterans, who had fought under Caesar's command and were now seeking their due reward, presented a complex and sometimes volatile constituency. Pollio demonstrated remarkable acumen and integrity in this role, navigating the treacherous waters of competing interests and managing resources with a careful hand. His decisions were guided by a commitment to fairness and justice, earning him the respect of his peers and the gratitude of those whose lives were impacted by his actions. Throughout this period, Pollio continued to nurture his passion for writing, producing works that would ultimately earn him recognition as one of Rome's most esteemed historians. His writings on the civil wars, though now lost to time, were widely admired by contemporaries for their clarity, insight, and meticulous attention to detail. This reputation was built on the foundation of his rigorous methodology, which emphasized the importance of first-hand accounts and the careful evaluation of evidence. As Pollio navigated the ever-shifting landscape of Roman politics, he remained committed to his core values of integrity, intellectual curiosity, and a passion for storytelling. His relationships with prominent figures such as Cicero, Caesar, and later Augustus would continue to shape his career, influencing the course of his life and informing the decisions that would ultimately define him as a statesman, historian, and literary figure of note. The complexities of his character, forged in the crucible of Rome's tumultuous politics and intellectual ferment, would emerge fully formed in the years to come, as he confronted the challenges and opportunities presented by an ever-changing world. As the years passed, Gaius Asinius Pollio continued to play a significant role in Roman politics and literature, his reputation as a statesman, historian, and orator remaining unrivaled. During the reign of Augustus, he served as a governor in Illyricum and later in Gaul, where he demonstrated his administrative prowess and diplomatic skills, further solidifying his position among the Roman elite. His literary endeavors also flourished during this period, with his historical writings gaining widespread acclaim for their meticulous research and engaging narrative style. This institution, which housed a vast collection of manuscripts and scrolls, became a hub for intellectual inquiry and learning, attracting scholars and writers from across the empire. As the Roman statesman and historian Cicero once observed, "A great library is a treasure trove of wisdom where the minds of men can expand and grow." Pollio's vision for this library reflected his deep understanding of the power of knowledge to shape individuals and societies. Imagine walking through the grand halls of this ancient library, surrounded by the musty scent of aged parchment and the faint glow of lanterns. The sound of scribes scratching away at their desks, the murmur of scholars engaged in heated debates, and the rustle of pages turning all blend together to create an atmosphere of intellectual ferment. It was here that Pollio's love of learning and his passion for sharing knowledge with others came together, leaving an indelible mark on the cultural landscape of Rome. In his later years, Pollio's focus shifted increasingly towards literary pursuits, as he devoted himself to completing his magnum opus, a comprehensive history of the Roman civil wars. Though the work itself has not survived to the present day, its influence can be seen in the writings of subsequent historians, such as Tacitus and Cassius Dio, who drew upon Pollio's meticulous research and insightful analysis. His time on the battlefields of Gaul and Illyricum, where he witnessed firsthand the brutal realities of war, informed his historical accounts and imbued them with a sense of nuance and empathy. The scars of conflict, both physical and emotional, left an indelible mark on Pollio's psyche, and it is this depth of understanding that makes his writing so compelling. Pollio's life came to a close around 4 AD, at an advanced age for the time. The circumstances of his death are not well documented, but it is believed that he passed away peacefully, surrounded by his family and friends. His funeral was likely attended by many prominent figures of the Roman elite, who gathered to pay their respects to a man whose contributions to Roman society had been so profound. The thread of his legacy weaves its way through the fabric of history, influencing generations of historians, writers, and thinkers who have followed in his footsteps. Through his remarkable life, we see the intersection of politics, literature, and culture in ancient Rome, and the lasting impact that one person can have on the world. That's all for today's War Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, I'm General Biography reminding you to keep marching toward victory.